I really hope you don't scroll, because I have a story to share with you, and the overall message from the story I'm about to share could honestly save a life today, even if you take what I'm about to say to heart and you sit with it and you really ask yourself some hard-ass questions. Oh my God, please don't scroll, because I'm not kidding. The way that you take in this information and you apply it, maybe even in the very next interaction you have today, I am not even playing. You really could save somebody's life today. You know, one of the things that I hear from my clients all the time that I've always been able to resonate with are these ways in which we finally decide to take a step out into the light, to try and get some help, to try and, use our voice and tell people what's been going on, and, connect and do all these wonderful things that people tell us to do. We finally build up enough strength, enough courage. We finally find all the words just to come out into the light and be looked at like we're crazy, to be talked to like we're stupid, to be treated as if we don't have two brain cells to rub together, right? It's irritating as hell. And what really drives me nuts more than anything, because this has been said to me so many times, and it has been said to a lot of my clients, is this. Holy shit. Well, why do you suffer in silence for so long? Why don't you ask for help sooner? Why this and why that and why? I love that people are asking like questions, but first of all, can we please stop asking why? Instead of why, say, well, what happened? What caused you to stay in the dark so long? What kept you from feeling like you could come out? Right? There is such a huge difference when we are asked the question why, especially a person who is struggling and they're going through some emotional distress. That question why, I don't even know how to explain it, but if you can just imagine sitting there trying to pull yourself together, and then somebody just comes up and slams some cymbals in your ear. It's freaking painful. And now you're sitting here feeling disoriented going, ooh, why? Well, how can I explain this to them? But instead, if you say what happened, oh, well, I can tell you what happened, but I'm not going to be able to explain to you the why unless you've been there. Because if you've been there, you won't even have to ask me why. You'll just ask me what happened that led me to the same place that you have been a million times in your life, and our why is not going to be the same, most likely. So instead of asking people why, ask them what. The second thing is this. If somebody says to you that they did not feel safe before, two things that you need to be doing in that moment. Do not try to convince that person that you were a safe person. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean you couldn't come and talk to me? I'm safe. If you were safe, they would have come and talked to you a long ass time ago. They're talking to you now for two reasons. Either because they are on the edge of imploding or exploding, or both, or you finally feel safe enough to talk to. But now that you've just said, oh, poor pitiful me, I just can't believe, oh my God, I cannot stand listening to people talk that way. The minute you start talking that way, you're no longer safe. So congratulations. If you did just build some kind of safety with this person, you just crumbled it to shit because you didn't even know how to show up in that moment. You weren't even able to recognize the vulnerability that was being had in that moment, that was being felt in that moment, is what I should say. Oh, God, the things that people are missing out on because they just do not understand what is unfolding right in front of their face. It's so irritating. So what we can do instead, remember to ask what happened instead of why. When someone does finally come and they talk to you about all these different things that they've been holding inside, don't get offended that you weren't the first to know. Way back when this stuff first started. It has nothing to do with you. Well, it might have a little bit of something to do with you, because again, if you were not a safe place for this person to talk to before, instead of being upset with them for you not being safe, apologize, right? I'm so sorry. that I wasn't a safe space for you before. I am so sorry that you've been locked up inside yourself as long as you have. What can I do to continue to create a space where you feel safe with me? It's not that damn hard. So, to kind of summarize all of that little rant that I just went on, make sure that we're asking like really good questions, right? And setting people up to walk into an open, free space to tell you their truth instead of putting them on a damn stand for trial. I mean, that's what it feels like. I feel like for me and for a lot of people who are constantly being asked all these why damn questions. And again, not to say you can't ever say, hey, why? Because I do ask those questions, but there is a tone that you carry with it that makes it a lot easier to digest, right? And then on top of that, or in addition to that, just making sure that you are curious is kind of what this comes down to. Be curious about what was going on in your life that was keeping you from being a safe person, right? Be curious about the ways that your behaviors and your actions and your lack of understanding when it comes to your own internal world may have affected this person in front of you and kept them in the dark, at least in your presence, a whole hell of a lot longer than they needed to be there or wanted to be there. I get that it's painful when we recognize just how much we have hurt somebody, even if it's not intentional. Not any different than when I tell my kids to go apologize to one of their siblings when they've accidentally hurt their feelings or they've accidentally actually hit them on accident. So you still need to say you're sorry. It's important, right? Oh God, it's important. I'm not even playing. I hope you saved this video. I know it's a long one, but go back and rewatch it, take notes. And if you have experienced anything that I am talking about that you feel like it pushed you back in the dark because someone just didn't show up for you in a safe way when you decided to take a step out into the light, I would love to know your story. Like, I really do read every single thing that you guys say. So I hope you have a good day.